Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Before the year 2024 ends, I just want to say thank you very much for all your support. I would not be continuing this if it was not for you guys that always motivates me to make a quality content. In this video, I just want to share my favorite games that I've played this year and rank them up from top 10 up to the top 1. And I also want you guys to do the same. Rank your favorite games this year in the comment section. Some of these games have already existed in the previous years, but I will include them since some of them are fresh in my experience. In this channel, I only tackle about MMOs, but honestly, I've been playing different genre of games and I know you'd be surprised with my top 2. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with my top 10 is the My Heroes Dungeon Raid. I played this game way back when they were still a C server, but now that server is gone. I discovered that they implemented the global server for all regions now, which is the Dungeon Raid. And that time I was glad that I could play my heroes again and try other builds for some classes. I really love the pixel graphics and the simplicity of the world it has. The special effects are on point and I feel like playing 90s family computer game with this one. So yeah, it's still on my top 10. Number 9 would be The Legend of Mushroom. I played this game in January of this year because the ads made me do it. I mean, I was looking for an idle game to play along with the Ragnarok Origin, so I tried it. I thought this game was just a generic one, but oh boy, I was surprised at how interactive this game was. There is so much going on in this game, not just leveling, gearing up, and upgrading skills, but it also has job classes, guild war on a Dota map, slavery system, and a lot of PvP modes. I did enjoy this game, but unfortunately, if you stop playing for a day, you might get left behind easily and you will become a slave target for a much higher power. So you need not to lose any progression when playing Legend of Mushroom. Number 8 is MapleStory M. I keep coming back to this game no matter how many times I uninstalled it. I can't just ignore how this game is very chill and fun at the same time. There's so many classes to play with and they keep coming with very good updates regarding class balancing and many more even up to this day. And also they released the PC client this year, so no more emulators. MapleStory M will still be one of my favorites. On my number 7 is the Tusland. Tusland is a really great game after they released it in July. I had high hopes because of the non-pay-to-win gimmick that they have been advertising. It really was good from the start, but it became stressful when you needed to clear multiple dungeon runs each for 15 to 20 minutes, and you needed to do it on full manual because this game has no autopilot system, which is also good, but that's why I got tired after playing it for a month and decided to quit afterwards. Still, Tusland is definitely one of the best MMORPGs I've enjoyed playing this year. Number 6 is probably Ragnarok Origin. Ragnarok Origin is definitely my favorite Ragnarok mobile version, hands down to the first developer. This game was my most enjoyable moment last year because I got to have a lot of in-game friends, especially outside Philippines. Shout out to Phoenix Guild, turned into a Milkshake Guild, which is now a strong competitor guild in our server Islud 7. I could easily rank this game on my number 1, but this year, the updates were really bad in my opinion because they somehow rushed the contents. And it was really a bad decision to rush the 3-1 jobs instead of delaying it to complete all the job classes instead. That time, most of my friends quit because they didn't want to switch their 2-2 job class to a 3-1, but they are being forced to. And the worst part is they released the Doram first before the 3-2 jobs, and it became the overpowered meta class, which I find it very uninteresting. Still, I have good memories in this game, so yeah, top 6. Now we are heading to my top 5. An unpopular game that pops up on my feed and I easily find it interesting. Soul Knight Prequel is the prequel, obviously, to the recent game Soul Knight. The pixel graphics along with a simplistic approach of grinding easily gets me hooked. There are a lot of classes in this game. I think they have 12 plus job classes now if I'm correct. which you can select, and they all have different kinds of build. I mean, there are a lot of different builds which you can customize endlessly. Soul Knight Prequel is a very underrated game, but still it has a spot on my top 5. My top 4 on the list, and probably one of the best games this year, is the Wuthering Waves. I'm sure you've heard about this game because it is, I think, the best competitor of Genshin Impact as of now. Wuthering Waves is a gacha character collector with a very fast-paced action combat, and it has beautiful graphics and sound effects. I played this game since day 1 but eventually hibernated to the game after 2 months because, not to brag, but it felt really easy on my part that I can easily progress my characters. I mean, the excitement of building one character is my favorite part, but being able to have the things you need easily is what makes me think that this game is not so rewarding. Some players may find this a good feature, but for me it's not. Don't get me wrong, I really love the combat of this game, hands down, but that's just what I observed. Still, one of the best games I've played this year and definitely a must-play. My top 3 is one of the newest games that launched, the Nah, for sure it's not in my top 3. Anyways, the newest game, probably one of my favorite this year, is the Go-Go Muffin. This game is kind of underrated because many people don't like the idle feature. But for the most part of the content, you will be doing some manual controlling, especially on rifts, and that is the fun part because your party will strategize on how to defeat the boss. The funny part is that this idle game has more player interactions than the Ragnarok, which is an MMORPG open world that I've experienced playing. If you guys haven't checked it out, I highly recommend this game. On my top 2 is a gacha game that has different kinds of gameplay. Honkai Star Rail is on par with my top 1 this year, but I have to decide which game is really superior in my experience. I got hooked playing this game after quitting Ragnarok Origin, and man, I'm so really glad I've tried playing this game because the story of this game is a banger. It was the first time a game gave me goosebumps, thanks to the incredible story, superb cinematics, and an amazing soundtrack.
The power of the Stellaron is with me! You are but cinders of the old world, soon to become ashes!
After completing the first arc, Wildfire or the Bellow, I was hooked and eager to dive deeper into the story to see what happens next. It was truly epic. The game is polished and its captivating narrative completely immerses you. It's definitely earned a spot as my second favorite. Now for my top 1 is also a gacha game that has been out for 4 years already. I have played Genshin Impact since day 1, but I quit after a week because I felt dizzy playing the game. But now I've completely returned and dived deeper to see what's in store. And I'm so glad I did because I got to experience a whole different kind of gameplay that I didn't usually experience. Genshin Impact features elemental reactions where combining one element with another creates synergized or unique effects. I find this combat mechanic really intriguing and enjoyable. It's not overly complicated, but if you mess up your rotations, you might end up with just average damage overall. It's not just about the combat, but it also has a spot for my top tier storyline. Genshin's story has become very interesting after reaching the Inazuma region. And from there, I couldn't stop playing the game and got very hooked even more with the Sumeru and Fontaine. But unfortunately, I need to hibernate playing this game since it takes too much of my time. And as a content creator, I need to play a game that will benefit with my YouTube channel and its audience. It's a bittersweet, but it's also a commitment I've already made. That said, Genshin Impact is my absolute favorite game this year, and I'll definitely keep playing whenever I have the time. And that is my top 10 favorite games this year. How about you guys? I also want to know your top 10 favorite game this year. Let's make a discussion in the comments and share some of our thoughts. If you find this video entertaining, then please leave a like. Also subscribe to support my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe and have a very prosperous new year everyone. Lights out.